Good morning and welcome to yet another beautiful day in Rosendale, Wisconsin. Today's engine run on this fabulous day features an engine that was given to me by a wonderful man who's named Doug, and he lives in Canada. He gave this engine to me back in early July of this year, and I've got another video posted on this where I kind of did an open box, mystery box type of thing, and I'll post it up here so you can go and check that out. This is a Picco 60 engine, and there's not a whole lot of information that I can find on this engine. As far as I can tell, Picco and Rossi are pretty much the same engine, maybe made in the same factories with just slightly different names. This is a Picco 60, and from what Doug can tell me and what little information I can find out about it, this engine dates back to maybe the late 70s, early 80s. This is in those days would have been a classic pattern plane engine. Now, this engine is new. It's never been run, and Doug so graciously gifted this engine to me so that I can make some videos of it. He also sent me a prop. This is an 11.8 APC prop, brand new prop. Now, the plug that came with this engine was dead, and it wasn't a Rossi plug, but it was an idle bar plug. So I replaced that plug with a known good idle bar plug, which I believe is a K&B plug. Now, I'll talk about the plug and why I selected that here in a moment. But also what I've got in the fuel tank today is some 80-20, about 80% of this is 80-20 FAI fuel of my own mix, and the last 20% or 10% maybe is 10% Omega control line fuel. I wanted just a hint of nitro in there just because it's a cooler day, engine's never been run, and I know these engines will run fine on FAI fuel. So I chose this plug with an idle bar to give it some additional heat. If this doesn't seem to run really well with that, and being it's also the first time this engine's ever been run, I've got an A3, OS A3 hotter plug that I can put in there. The reason I wanted this plug was because it's a little bit longer and the A3 is a much shorter plug. But I don't know that we're going to have any real issues. Now, this carb is an interesting carb because it has an in-flight mixture control or in-flight throttle control, I'm not sure what it's called, where you can hook an additional servo and control arm up to it and do something with it. I'm not doing anything with that. I'm just going to be operating the normal throttle control. And I did my normal setup procedure for carbs. So this carb should run just the way it is. How well, I don't know yet. I probably need to see about getting a screwdriver, maybe just to see if I can get in there and reach the idle adjustment just in case I need to do that, but I'm not really sure I'm going to be messing with that too much because this will be the first run, break-in run. But as many of you know, with ABC engines, they don't really need a whole lot of break-in, and when you break in an ABC engine, you break it in at about 80 to 90% max RPM anyway, because that's how the piston and sleeves seat. So, oh man, this thing's got a lot of compression. I'm hoping my electric starter and battery pack are up to the task because I'm not even going to attempt to try and hand start this. I might, if I have to, a couple of flips, but I'm not going to expend my shoulder trying to start this engine. So I've charged all my batteries up. Hopefully we'll be in good shape. Let's just get on with it and see if we can get this thing going. Oh, I forgot. Also, what the weather conditions are. So, I just took screenshots of the weather conditions and I'll post them on here so you can actually see what the true weather conditions are right now. Now let's get on with this run. See if this engine will prime up all right. you can see me or not. I had the throttle stop screw set way too far open, and I'm trying to get it adjusted so that I can get a little bit lower idle, and of course my low speed is very rich, so I'm going to turn that in just a hair too. Hopefully those quick gross adjustments were enough. So that we can get a little bit better transition. Keep shutting it down to make these adjustments because there's just not enough room here, and I don't feel comfortable adjusting this when this engine's running. So let's try that, see how that works. Obviously this engine is on the first run, so I probably shouldn't be trying to make it do these things, but for the sake of the video we're going to make it do these things, or at least try to coax it into doing these things. Do a quick glow plug change.